his name up in lights. Don Miller is live every Thursday night. He's bold, he's real, no filters, no shade. When hits the mic, the truth gets laid. Don's in the building, his swag so tight. Check your feelings, he's exposing all the lies. Every Thursday at 8, his voice takes the stage. The man's got soul like a record with age.
Damn, Phil. Phil, it's Thursday, and the Don Miller Show is on, man. Hey, y'all, do me a favor. I got to move this microphone. You guys need to see my shirt.
Yep. There
okay?
we go.
Activist. That is a noun, and it's a fake-ass activist. Thank you so much, everybody. Head over to thedonmillershow.com. Check out our store at thedonmillershow.com. I'm so excited about being here again Thursday night. Shout out to Phil, the podcast doctor.
What's going on?
Shout out to Seabass. We doing this today. Apparently, it's time to do a damn show. Listen, for those people who actually got the glasses, my eyes are very sensitive, and there's a whole bunch of lights in here. I ain't trying to be cool, I promise you, but I'm cross-eyed, and I got brown eyes, and my light just kind of throws me off, but that ain't your business any damn way. Listen, shout out to little Amber. Hey, Amber. Thank you so much, Amber, for all you do for the Don Miller Show. Head over to Amber Kuchia Designs. She is the executive producer of the Don Miller Show, and she ain't been here yet. But again, she is doing a great job. She is remote and making it all work out for us. Hey, Adley, how are you? Look, we got a lot of conversation tonight. Really, I want to center it around how fake world we're living in. Somebody used the term fake world. I don't remember who it was recently, but it is amazing just how the propagandists are just taking it and running down the street with it. And let me just say this, right, Phil?
Mm-hmm.
If you are not paying attention, you're going to get got. Yeah. And I'm not one of them fake-ass podcasters because there's a gang of y'all out here. Just go on and just make up stories and make up stuff and talk about things that ain't moving the needle. Mostly, be honest with you, irrelevant nonsense. Anybody could be a podcaster. In the words of that great Negro poet, Teslin Figaro, who came from radio with me to gigantic fame right now, anybody could do radio, but everybody can't do talk radio. And I come from talk radio. I've been in talk radio for 20 plus years, and y'all push me over, Phil ass, push me over here into this podcast where I got to sit in front of these hot ass lights. But I thank you so much. Sometimes people want to see who they're talking to. Radio is amazing. I love radio, even though recently I kind of turned the corner on radio after more than 20 years. But I love you guys so much, especially my friends who supported me in the beautiful panhandle of Florida. When I was the first dude who looked like me, talking to people in the panhandle of Florida, and you guys, Lulu and all of the gang up in beautiful panhandle of Florida supported me and moved the needle. So again, thank you so much. But I'm here right now, sitting up in here in this hot ass room, having a podcast. And I want to get to something real quick. Don't want to spend a lot of time unless you want me to. So please like, subscribe, comment in the thread. That's what they keep telling me to tell y'all. Like, subscribe, comment in the thread. The other day, last weekend, there was a guy shot and killed by ICE officers in Minnesota. Now, as I said last week, we need to put a big-ass fence around the Twin Cities of Minnesota. And it ain't everybody in the state, but the Twin Cities has become the shithole of America. You got them damn Somalis who done beat the Nigerians out on scams, okay? Nigerians ain't shit no more on scams. They just like some other guys doing scams. The damn Somalians is tearing it apart. They done hit somebody for $9 billion. You know what I mean, Phil?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at what's happening in Minnesota, and it's pretty shameful. So as you know, ICE is moving across the country. I think the initial scenario was to arrest and deport criminal aliens who are not in this country legally. And I'm supportive of that, but they first started out, hey Stacy, they first started out with criminals that are not in the, this is why it was tricky conversation. They're going to arrest and deport criminal illegals. Well, if you're illegal, you're criminal. And I had no idea what the hell that meant, right? If you are in this country illegally, that makes you criminal, correct?
Correct.
And it was always a curveball. It was absolute nonsense. And I am ashamed of what this has come to because the American people, in their lack of engaging properly, have become weird as hell with this conversation. And some of these white people, man, listen to me, man. Listen to me, white people. I don't know these whites, okay? I played a song last week about some black people I ain't know, but I don't know these whites. So just the other day, there was a terrible shooting. My condolences to the family of this guy who was killed by the cops, right? It was a tragic situation. My condolences to those people who are grieving his death. But I don't know how I want to feel about him. And I'll tell you why. He had 100% right to take his firearm to the protest. Now, he had the right to do that under the law in the state of Minnesota. You can carry your firearm to the protest. But I don't know how smart it was, Phil, to carry his firearm to the protest. And especially knowing the tension in these protests, we've seen this tension is high. And federal agents are armed. The crowd is on 10. And you think it's a good idea to take your gun, your concealed gun, that you're legally carrying to a protest. Now, let me stay with me because I'm going to make a point. Phil, if I'm walking down the street and I see a bunch of cops at the corner and I got my gun and I got my briefcase and I got a whole ass suit on, you think I'm going to continue to walk toward that corner? No, I'm going to go back and go around the block and go the other way. Yes or no?
Yeah, because you black.
No, because you got to be smart.
Well, that too.
And this guy, and my thing is this, like, come on, guys. You know, he had all right to have his firearm. But I think there comes as a firearm owner, Phil, you know this very well.
Yes.
There becomes a responsibility to be cognizant of the situation you enter into. Let me tell you, get pulled over by the police, Phil. What's the first thing you tell the cop?
I have a weapon.
I have a weapon in the car, right?
Yep.
And so when you get into a altercation, when you jump your ass into the altercation, and this type of situation presents itself as a guy who carries and has carried for a long ass time, hey, man, I don't mean no harm, Phil, man. I don't know how to feel about this. And I know they're out here talking about he had the right to carry his firearm. He sure did. This guy was a citizen who had the right to carry his firearm. But I am not a cussing guy. I use certain cuss words like ass and damn. But I want to say this tonight. This is a real problem that I'm starting to see where the behavior of white people, especially woke whites, is confusing the hell out of me, Phil.
Oh, yeah?
I would not have gone anywhere near that type of situation. And even if I was carrying, I would not have jumped into the fray. Because once you hear gun, right? The guy had multiple magazines. Phil, not the whole multiple magazine. I'm okay. Let me just say my thoughts on that. Look, I always carry more than one, right? That's just how it should be, I think. But to jump your ass in the fray, and I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. Listen, what I saw, I don't know about. I'm torn on. But I want people who are talking about this and having real conversations about this, do me a favor, guys. Go read Graham versus Connor. It's a United States Supreme Court ruling. And I just want you to read that because this guy jumps in, his weapon is then taken away by another officer. There's some speculation, Phil. Let's watch the video and come back.
Now we'll slow things down so each moment is clear. Here is Preddy. Several agents are restraining him. And this is the Border Patrol agent who will shoot him first. This appears to be when agents first notice that Preddy is carrying a firearm and yell that he has a gun. Watching the same moment from a different angle, the agent who first pepper sprayed Preddy beats him several times with the spray canister. We can see that both of Preddy's arms are pinned down by his head. This agent in gray reaches to remove Preddy's weapon from his hip. As this agent unholsters his gun, nudges the agent in gray out of the way, and fires. Let's rewind and focus on the agent who shoots first. Just seconds before he fired, he was facing away from Preddy and focusing on an entirely different situation as he tries to spray a nearby woman with an irritant. The spray appears to malfunction, and the agent turns as he adjusts it. That's when someone yells that Preddy has a gun. And around 5 seconds after fully turning his attention toward Preddy, the agent draws his weapon and shoots. His arm visibly recoils at the first shot. The firearm has clearly been removed from the scrum when the first shots are fired toward Preddy at close range.
Stop it here, Phil. Stop it right there. So people are saying he was unarmed. Guess what? Who saw the firearm removed? How many of those officers saw that the firearm had been removed, right? We don't know. And I'm not condoning the way it went down, but a lot of things went wrong with this situation. You are absolutely right, Kev. A lot of things went wrong with this situation, which takes me back to why are you there in the fray with a firearm? I just don't understand for the life of me. I get these agitating ass white people with whistles who are going after the cops and being total assholes, but I guess you can get away with that, right? And PJ said, what, Phil?
You don't claim those whites.
But who are these people, right, who find it okay to go out specifically to agitate? And my concern here is that in this time when we see, look, what I saw, there were so many things went wrong with that. So many things. But again, as I've always done, Phil, you know this, and many of my listeners know, I start at the beginning. You're at this type of situation with a firearm in your belt, and you get into the fray. Phil, I don't know how to feel about that. And I'm not saying that this guy was there to do anything, but I can tell you that is an accident waiting to happen in most cases.
Oh, yeah.
So my concern is when I'm listening to people, oh, he was just a nurse who worked at, why every time somebody get the shit shot out of them, they go back to how wonderful they were before they got the shit shot out of them, right? Even if you're in the midst. I saw a story about a fool in Miami who broke in a lady's house and she shot his ass, and they were like, oh my God, she didn't have to shoot him. He was just trying to steal. Well, come on.
Like, it's like they say that or something when they come in. Oh, I'm just here breaking your house to steal. Don't shoot me.
What are we doing? I am so tired of the great work that many of these people did before they came to their demise. The fact is, you're at this type of situation. Tempers are all over the place. The situation is on 10 when you get there. And this is how it ends. Is it tragic? Absolutely. Would I have taken my pistol? Hell no. As a matter of fact, if I was in the march, I would have probably left my pistol in the car. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. Maybe some of you gun specialists, and I'm a 2A dude and everybody knows, so they ain't got to call me with that nonsense, right? Mm-hmm. I would have left my pistol in the car. Even if I'm like, oh, I got to take my pistol back to the car.
Now, let me ask you something, though. Why? Since you do know it is your right. You do have the right to carry.
I do.
So why would you leave it in there, in the car?
Because when you, see, my thing is this, right? I'm trying to get to the house at night.
Exactly.
I got something to do tomorrow, right? I'm not going to put myself in any situation that may kind of throw that off or mess that up. So when I see what's jumping off, I'm going to go ahead. And you have federal officers who are armed. But you also got a bunch of Looney Tunes blowing whistles. See, let me tell you something. There's nothing to me in America today worse than a woke-ass white person. The power that they have seemed to reach deep inside, and who are these people? Let me tell you a story why I say this. Keep that video paused because I'm going to come back to that.
Who are you?
Let me just say this, right? You see the fray ensue. And maybe, Phil, stay with me, that Mr. Preddy was just an innocent. This is what they told us. He just happened to be there, and it's like, oh my God, you're pushing that lady. That's what they said, Phil, right? Mm-hmm. And he jumps in to be a gentleman and defend this woman's honor. And Mr. Preddy, he was a guy who worked at the VA hospital, and he was just there to do the right thing, right? And I, giving him the benefit of the doubt when I first heard the story, and I'm also kind of, and this has been going on in my head for a few weeks, I'm kind of saying, hold on, we need to get this under control, Mr. President, and maybe Kristi Noem need to leave, right? She's in over her head. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Tom Homan, who said, I'm going to Minnesota until we get this under control. And in his press conference today, he took a shot at Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem is a smoke show. Yes, she is. She's a smoke show. But I don't think she knows what she's doing. And my friends up in the Capitol are saying that she has been bumping heads with Tom Homan on strategy. She shouldn't even be in the strategy meeting. She's a smoke show who happened to get a good-ass gig by President Trump, right? Why is she in the strategy meeting? Tom Homan has a history of doing this the right way. Like him or hate him, and for you Negroes and you white liberals, right? I want to say this to the Negroes and the white liberals. Barack Obama hired him first and honored him because he did such a good job. And Trump said, who's the best person at this job? They say Tom Homan, the guy that Barack hired. And guess what? Guess what? Trump didn't say, oh, Barack hired him, I don't want him. Trump said what, Phil? He must be good then. I'll go get him too.
Exactly.
So this guy comes from the baby Jesus, Barack Obama. And just as the last person who posted, when you are carrying, it is so important, Phil, to avoid any confrontation, right?
Yeah.
That's the rule number one. Avoid confrontation. So that's one of the most, that's very, very important. So let's get back to my conversation, right? So when you look at what I just saw, and I was concerned that the ICE thing was getting out of control because these guys aren't trained by our city police, aren't trained like them, right? They don't have that training. I am concerned that this guy jumped into the fray with a gun and he fucked around and found out. Yes, I said it. You can get offended if you want to. Okay, let me just say something. We say it all the time. You jump your ass into the fray with a gun. Maybe wouldn't have gone that way. But dude, you're interfering with a federal situation. Why are you over there? Are you curious? Let me tell you about curious white people, Phil. Tell us, let's talk about that. Can you do that for me, Phil?
You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Caucasian curiosity.
Caucasian curiosity. Caucasian curiosity. No, and I don't even think it's that, right?
Hold on. Hold on.
Caucasian curiosity. It'll drag you down. It'll bury you deep. Caucasian curiosity.
I love this song.
It's the danger you never said.
Thank you so much, Phil. That's an original by Phil the Podcast Doctor. entitled Caucasian Curiosity. What's the motto of this show, Phil?
Listen, laugh, and learn.
And that's what we always do. Let me just say this, though. So to all those people who were talking about this guy being murdered unjustly, the jury, to me, is still out on that. Shout out to Chuck Robert, who gave us 30 years of his life in law enforcement. I don't carry when I'm at the bar as well. And when I'm drinking, I want to make sure people understand that that's an accident waiting to happen. And so my concern is just based on Don Miller. This ain't the rest of you people. The views and opinions of this show is Don Miller. You took your ass, Mr. Sir, to a heated scenario with a firearm. I'm not saying that he deserves to be meeting who he's meeting right now, but I am saying that at what point are we going to get off the bandwagon of ridiculous-ass behavior? This is look, I don't know what else he's done in his life that was dumb, but this is maybe the dumbest thing he ever did in his life.
It was the last thing he ever did.
Well, it was the dumbest last thing he ever did. And when I'm watching this, I am concerned, and hopefully Tom Homan, who I know for fact is sharp, he's a guy who knows what he's doing. And I'm not knocking Kristi Noem. I think Kristi Noem is probably solid in a lot of areas. But I just think we need somebody who understands how this has to be done to get at the helm of this. I'm believing, matter of fact, I believe soon she will be moved to another spot. But I can tell you what I saw the other day did not have to happen. And I want to speak directly to the guy who told me that I was an asshole because here's a guy that was minding his own business and he was walking down the street and he saw a lady being accosted by federal agents. Let me explain something to y'all. Accosted by federal agents. That's the key here. Let's stay on accosted by federal agents. This guy came to me and he said I was an asshole because the lady was being accosted not by criminals, right? But by federal agents. And this guy decided to jump right in. Let me tell y'all a story. One day I'm at the mall, Phil, and I'm walking out of the mall, and I see this guy being a total jerk, and there's a young cop. The guy was white, and the young cop was black, and he was a young cop. He had a couple of years with the agency, and there were a bunch of people standing around. I'm at the white mall. There's only me, and the guy and the young cop. So I'm looking at what's happening, and I'm thinking to myself, does he have this? Because Phil, it's a long story, but I would have had to intervene, right? So I'm watching this as I'm walking out of the doors, and the guy pushes the police officer, and the cop spins him around and slams him, and his face hits the concrete, and the young guy throws him, boom, boom. Next thing you know, he's handcuffed, and his nose is bleeding. And people are walking out of the mall, white guy on the ground, young cop with his knee on him, and nobody pulls out a camera phone. Every white person who came out of the mall field said the same thing. What did he do? Huh? Not World Star. What did he do? Right?
Yeah.
Okay? Because nobody said the cop was wrong. Okay? They said, what did he do? Right? And I'm sitting here watching this, and it puts something in my head, right? There are people who still believe in law enforcement. And there are some cops out here who should not be on the street. We know this. And the police departments know this, and I think they're working through that now, right? But when I see people who are comfortable agitating the police field, running up on them, like the dead guy with his gun, the dead guy, Mr. Preddy, with his gun, jumps into the fray with his gun. And now he's gone on home to wherever he went, right? Mm-hmm. And this dude walks up to me and says I'm an asshole And Mr. Preddy was just trying to defend the woman. And I was like, yeah, damn, Don, you might be an asshole. This guy's just trying, probably just trying to defend this woman. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm going to go home and I'm going to look this up. And shout out to my friend, Dr. Jeremy Levitt, who's a professor of international law, who as soon as I sat down last week, did you see it? He's always challenged. Did you see it? Tell me if you saw it. And I'm like, saw what, man? Right? Love this brother, man. But he'd be like, did you see it? And I'm like, not yet, Doc. I've kind of turned the TV off this weekend. But when I turned the TV back on, I could tell you what I saw. I saw something that wasn't supposed to happen. And I'm telling you right now, to all of y'all, if you carry, don't go toward the fray. Be responsible. Be responsible, Phil. And then when I went down the rabbit hole, guess what I found out, Phil? Phil.
What'd you find out?
That Mr. Preddy got his ribs broke the week before. Alex Preddy broke rib in confrontation with federal agents a week before his death. Now, let me tell y'all something. If I get my ribs broke the week prior, I ain't messing with the police the next week, okay? And maybe not the next several weeks. Mm-hmm. Huh? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I got my rib broke. I'm going to go out here and show these cops. The next week, I'm back out here, right? So when I read that piece by CNN, and I don't know if CNN was writing that piece to say that whatever they had to say, and I'm like, wait a minute. You got your ribs broke in a confrontation with federal officers, and then the next week, you're in a confrontation with federal officers? And I'm like, I smell a rat, right? And then I came across this video. Watch closely.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. On the morning of January 13th, our team received
Phil,
a tip.
Stop right there. Because did I just see this dude spit at the police?
You did.
Okay, start that back up.
Oh, I gotta let it play.
No, let me just say this, right? He spit at the police, right? I want to play that again, Phil. You can bring that back to the beginning.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC.
Did he just kick the police lights out of the car?
Technology.
Stop, Phil. And he went back the next weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Alex, you fucked around and found out, man. I'm so sorry. Bye, man. Bye, boy. Okay? You rolled your ass right back up on them people the next week with your gun. I don't care who you are, what party you in. Hey, man, bye, man. Bye, homie. Bye. Because they'd have shot my black ass when I kicked the light out. Yes or no, Phil?
They ever shot you before that?
Oh, no. They'd have whooped my ass when I spit at the police.
Uh-huh.
And who are these people defending this? Let me tell you something, guys. We got to stop, and we got to be comfortable. Y'all so worried about being canceled? Cancel my black ass right now. This dude dug his own grave. Alex is an activist. Look at that shirt, okay? There's a difference between an activist and an activist. He was out there on some fake-ass activism, and he found out the hard way.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
What is this about, guys? What is this about? How can anybody who's had any run-in with the authorities support this nonsense? He goes back the next week after he got his ribs broken, Phil.
You ever lose a fight and then go back and lose again?
Hell no. Especially to the police. Come on, man. Who are these people, man? Who are these woke-ass people who are so committed to some ridiculous... First of all, let me just say something. I've been watching in the last few days of these Minnesota activists, because that's what they are. They're not they're activists, right? Ain't nobody going to work. This their job, Phil, 8 hours a day, blowing whistles and cussing the police out.
Right? It's like
And
they
then,
got money or
and
something.
then I'm amazed at how many goofball ass black people are like, yay. I'm like, no. No, if that was us, they'd be like, y'all need to take y'all black ass home. No. Okay? I'm amazed. The dude roll up on me with that nonsense. Oh, man, look, man, you know if they do the white people like that. No, gone, okay? I'm hoping somebody was like, yeah, man, we need to figure out another way to protest. This dude was not just he was wrong, Phil. He was dead wrong. No pun intended. Like, dude, you get your ribs broke. You kick the light out of the car. Then you go back for more action with a weapon. Nope, I'm sorry, y'all. Cancel me if you like. I'm out of this one. Sorry, Mr. Sir. May you rest in peace. And sorry for your family that they had an idiot in the family. Let me finish this conversation, man. Head over to the Don Miller Show right now. You see that shirt? Amber over there with them badass kids. I don't know if she done put this shirt up.
She just sent it to me. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to upload it, but she just sent it to me. But it is on the website.
Amber over there with them two little insurgents. They just over there running around shooting guns in the house.
It is on the website.
It's on the website. This shirt, as to all the shirts, head over to the DonMillerShow.com. All my shirts, you guys see me with a lot of shirts on, and they're all on the DonMillerShow.com. Again, thank you so much. I'm amazed though, and I didn't want to spend it. I got some guys, friends of mine, that are gun guys, gun pros, and I got a shout out to Chris Toussaint, man, my friend who's a trainer. He trains people how to shoot their guns, and he's really good at it. It's a great program. Shout you out, man. You are really good at this. But I didn't want to invite some gun specialist on the show because this is not about gun specialists. This is about common ass sense. Common sense ain't common no more. You know what I mean, Phil? Like, come on, man. I could have had people on and they'd come on. Well, one of the things about this is done. If you are a Second Amendment person, then I think no, it's common sense. You had an altercation with the police last week and got your ribs broke. And you take your ass right back out there. Oh, man, I don't want to beat the dead guy up because he already dead. But damn, homie, where you from? This is unfortunate.
Who are you?
I don't get it. And I want this man's death to send a message to some people out here who are playing a crazy-ass game. You're out here spitting on law enforcement. You are being aggressive with law enforcement. I'm telling you right now, these people got a job to do. They have families at home as well. And I don't know who these people, I'm amazed what I'm watching. I just don't think it's at any level okay. But they are activists. And oftentimes, these people are getting a stipend to be assholes in these instances. And look, again, this is amazing to me that they really believe that the camera phone has become a tool to keep their asses from getting beat. And I'm telling you right now, again, shout out to Gary Carroll, man. I appreciate that. I'm just getting to that point, Gary. I really appreciate you. Gary says, why do they care so much about these illegal MFers? They don't, Gary. They don't. And the financiers of these movements are more concerned with having voters. And oftentimes, well, especially in this cycle coming about, many of these people were going to be the replacement vote. And they see their eyes, it's flashing right before their eyes, that many of these people a lot of people are leaving the country on their own, Phil. Like, I'm out, right? Because when they get you, it might take you a year just to get back to somewhere. So if you can get there in 2 hours on an airline, you might want to take that 2 hours before you bounce around from holding situation to holding situation and just go. And maybe they'll give you a stipend to leave. I heard a couple of numbers out there that are paying people to go. But this is not something new. And I just want, and I'm amazed at how many people of color, African American, I don't use that people of color term, black folk, who are cheering that there's this pushback against removing people who have come into this country illegally. I don't know who brought you guys to the conversation, but it's shameful. And I go back, and there's a lady, and I'll tell you this. There's a lady that I had the utmost respect for many, many years ago. I had just amazing lady, and I studied her and I followed her career. I was too young to really engage, but as I got older, I wanted to know more about her. Her name was Barbara Jordan, and she represented Texas. She was the first black female, maybe the first black person to go to Congress from the state of Texas since Reconstruction. And just a brilliant lady, great scholar, just one of the greatest political minds of that era. Barbara Jordan, more than 50 years ago, she went to the microphone, and I want you guys to hear what she had to say.
We strongly denounce the hostility which seems to be developing around immigrants. That is not healthy. We cannot sustain ourselves as a nation if we condone divisiveness in this society of immigrants. At the same time, we disagree with those who label our efforts to control immigration as anti-immigrant. I believe quite firmly that we can quiet and dampen the flames which are surrounding public opinion where immigration is concerned, because people on both sides of this issue have engaged in too much hyperbole. We have got to put the matter of immigration back on a civil course. We have got to know that immigration really goes to the heart of who we are as a nation. If we are confident enough as Americans in our culture, we should welcome the legal immigrant. We should be able to accommodate diversity in our society. Are we strong enough to welcome those who ought to be in and retain a commitment to the rule of law by keeping those out who shouldn't get in?
Stop it, Phil. Brilliant. This was a very long time ago. Congresswoman Jordan died I think in 96. And I just want to say, this has been the conversation for a long time about illegal immigration in this country. And it was louder, Phil, from the mouths of Democrats for a very long time. And so loud, in fact, Phil, that it had become a steady and consistent position. And I'm listening now, and every time I hear Donald Trump or someone in this administration echo the feelings of this administration, and quite frankly should be, I'm looking at poll numbers now, most Americans, and then they call this administration and Trump every name in the book. But I remember Bill, and I remember Obama, and I remember Hillary, and I remember the Democrats having a strong approach, a strong and consistent approach to getting illegal immigrants out of this country. Hillary Clinton, when she ran for president, had some interesting words to say, Phil.
So I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
Right there. Now, if Donald Trump said that today, Phil, what would they call him?
Racist. Xenophobic.
I'm trying to figure out real quickly, how did we get to a point where the Democrats, this was an actual gigantic push. The build that wall conversation came long before Donald Trump said it. And it came from Democrats. And look at Obama's deportation numbers. Yeah, you're right. There were no cameras. Okay, people didn't see it. The whole idea of putting kids in cages, that was Obama. Cut it out. We know, those who spent a few minutes reading know. Oh, they put kids in cages. They're separating families. Let me explain something to you. I had a buddy get pulled over for a DUI, and he had 2 kids in the car. You think they let the kids go to the DUI place with him? They separated him from his 2 kids because he got arrested for breaking the law. They've been separating families since they brought black folk to this country. Oh, did I say that? Oh, damn. So anybody with the whole separating families nonsense, you can actually kiss my butt on that one. Stop it. It's like, let me tell you what's happening. The people over there on the left, they're looking at their numbers and they're panicking right now. And they're going to grab anything to try to bring attention. They have been separating families, Phil, for a very long time. If you get arrested, you can't take your kids to jail with you, right? Yep. But I'm telling you, one of the reasons why this was a game played by illegal immigrants for years, they couldn't wait to get pregnant and sneak over the border. That brought about the gigantic situation for rising cost in health care with pregnant illegal women coming into this country, Phil. And oftentimes just to create the anchor baby scenario. So pregnant woman comes into the country, baby's born. Oh, yeah, baby's a citizen. Oh, we can't send the mom back and keep the baby. So now the mom has some footing, right? If we don't see the game that's being played and how this is not about illegal immigration, this is about politics, or as I say often, politricks. If I sneak my black ass into anybody's country and they find me there, and then they got all these clowns talking about due process. Shut up. Tell me what law school you went to, okay? Because let me tell you something. If I'm in another country right now and I'm snuck in, you think they're going to give me due process, Phil?
Nope.
They look at me like, what the hell is due process? They're going to hold me and get me out of their country.
What's a constitution?
Okay? The Constitution and due process, okay, I don't know. Guess what? I'm not a scholar, but maybe I got a scholar listening that can tell me, does that mean non-Americans?
It means persons.
Come on, man, Phil.
It means persons.
I'm just amazed that I'm watching the eroding, okay, people. These people are coming into this country, taking advantage and getting more than Americans who built this country from the time they set foot in this country. We have thousands and thousands of people who served this country, who raised their hands and were sworn in to serve this country and to protect this country, and did so. And now they're homeless and they're sleeping under bridges. Yet people come into this country illegally and immediately are blessed with a place to lay their heads and financial support from people who paid into the system. And then you got these white, guilty-ass woke whites. And I know they like, Don, why are you always talking about race? Because guess what? It's in the deck, okay? And what I'm seeing right now, if you don't see what I'm seeing, then shame on you. I'm seeing stuff that is happening that, look, Malcolm X said it eloquently for so many times and for so long ago that there's nothing worse than a white liberal. And I concur, especially now, more than ever before, when I'm watching what people are doing. And I know, and I've known for a very long time, that liberalism has been and will be the enemy of black people in this country. And prove me wrong on that one. You go to Chicago, You go to Baltimore and any of these major cities that are led by liberals, they look the same way they've looked for 50, 60 years. Go to Baltimore. I remember when the congressman from Baltimore passed away, and they were crying and talking about how wonderful he was. Phil, I can't remember his name. I'm getting old. And he represented Baltimore in Congress for a long time. And he passes away. Sean, what's his name? And I'm watching this, and they're treating this guy like he's like some great hero. And I'm scratching my head because I had just left Baltimore.
Sean Stinnett?
No.
Sean.
He passed away a few years ago.
Okay, sorry.
And I'm watching them applaud this guy who had been in Congress for a minute, right? But I was in Baltimore like 2 weeks prior, and I'd been there 25 years ago. And the neighborhood that I'd been in 25 years ago looked the same. But when you go down to the pier, that it's minutes away from this neighborhood, the pier, it was amazing that these grand hotels and these casinos and everything was bustling. But minutes away, there was nothing but blight. There was poverty. There was crime. And black people were standing and cheering for a guy who brought nothing to their communities. Did you find his name, Phil?
I did not.
He's the last black congressman from Baltimore.
Elijah Cummings?
Yes, Elijah Cummings, fake ass. He was horrible. Rest in peace, sir. But these black people were treating this guy like he had done so much for them. And I am so tired of symbolism over substance. It's like they were cheering for him and talking about the wonders that this guy had done just because he had been a black congressman, not because he had moved the needle for black people, because your neighborhoods look the same it did 25 years ago when I was in this neighborhood. And then you go and John Lewis passes away. And they're treating John Lewis like he marched with Martin. Here we go, this ass symbolism over substance. But what did he do? How is the community that he represented? And then you go to South Carolina to Jim Clyburn, who has probably one of the poorest communities, poorest districts in Congress. And they're like, he's the second coming of a great man. Why? Because he's black? Because he hasn't been effective. So here we go with symbolism over substance once again. Listen to me. If your neighborhood looks like it did 20 years ago, whoever's representing your neighborhood is a shit show. So you go to Jim Clyburn in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. You go to Richland County in that region, and they're some of the poorest counties in America in this guy's, in his district, his congressional district. He's done nothing for you, and they're cheering. And I was just amazed and one of the things with John Lewis, he marched with Martin Luther King, all right, whatever. And I was amazed because I was on radio, myself and Holly Holloman, D'Amica Page at the time, maybe me and D'Amica Page. And John Lewis, there was this sickness called Zika. And I was trying to get an understanding what Zika was, Z-I-K-A. And so I was like, what the hell is Zika? And then I'm watching John Lewis go on the House floor, and he's trying to get $1 billion or $500 million to combat Zika, Z-I-K-A. And I'm like, what the hell is Zika? Then I continue to read, and less than 500 people in the country had Zika. But John Lewis's neighborhood, his district, his congressional district, had third world HIV numbers in Atlanta. You're over here ringing the bell for Zika that only 500, maybe 600 people have. But you, who are representing a district of people who look like you, John Lewis, and you have third world, according to the CDC, third world HIV/AIDS numbers. And the Negroes cheered and cried when he died. He did nothing for you. Elijah Cummings did nothing for you. Go down the list. If your life and your neighborhood still a shit show, 25 years later, whoever you voted for did nothing for you. Phil?
Don, we got some comments here.
Go for it.
I was letting you go off for a minute.
Go ahead.
But I'm gonna read some of them here. All right, here we go. Don, how is Biden getting away with this invasion? Why no one calling him out?
What invasion? I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe you can kind of bring us up to speed on this, okay?
All right.
Thank you again.
Patty is in the comments. It's a little longer. So she says, they invaded the country and passed by the proper process, but now scream they want due process. Shut up. I'm a white female, but these lefty loon white women are retarded, not sugarcoating.
Thank you so much,
Patty.
Patty
Also has a follow-up. She says, do you sell merch? I need that shirt.
Yes.
I just had to screen share it. So
yes, head over to the DonMillShow.com, Patty. We love you so much. Thank you so much. Again, and the lefty loons are real lefty loons. And the invasion, I think, that was just spoke up, is the invasion of the 10 million illegals who came into this country during Biden's time in office. That is absolutely an invasion. At least 10 million.
Jeez.
And how do we fix it? What was frightening to me when you look at the numbers were not as frightening as the age groups and the fact that many of these were military-age men. A lot of Chinese came into this country. Of course, we had a lot of gang members who came into this country after being let out of prisons in other countries, and they have invaded metropolitan areas. It's just amazing to me that the people that I see that are speaking to this conversation about letting them all in 10 years ago were get them all out. And if you don't see that as a curveball, you can't trust these people. What happened in the last 10 years, Hillary Clinton and Maxine Waters and many of these politicians, what happened in the last 10 years that made you stop or change your position on get them out of here? And that's the question that I've been asking for quite some time. What happened, Schumer? Okay, what happened, Schumer, when you were leading the charge about get them out of here? Now it's like these are people too. And maybe they are people too. But if you enter into this country illegally, then that makes you a criminal. Basic, 100%. Even before you come here and commit a criminal act, you are a criminal when you land on the soil without going and doing it the right way. And I'm going to tell you something to my friends who've come to this country, and I have so many who have worked their butts off to be a part of this system, and they've done it the right way. I want to shout out Seabass and his family, man. Love you, boy. You know that, right? And my friends, Renee and Yvette's families who've come to this country, my friends from Cuba who have come to this country and done it the right way, man. My friends from Venezuela who've come to this country and done it the right way. How dare anybody, and nobody interviews those people ever. You never see the media stick a microphone in a Mexican who came here right's face, right? Because they don't want to hear from them. You never see them go to a Venezuelan who came to this country and took the time to do it the right way.
Doesn't fit the narrative.
It doesn't fit the narrative. And so if we don't see the game that's being played, we got great, man, my friend Joe, man, I love you so much. His family came here from Albania and built an empire and did it the right way. So many people. Shout out to Skip Patsos. Man, I love you so much, brother. Skip Patsos, whose family came here from Australia and Greece and built a giant business, and they did it the right way. So why would I stand for somebody who is running a game or out here on some bullshit, who has no respect for the country, when I know people and I stand with people who've come to this country and did it the right way? I'm sorry, Phil, I can't do that. That would be totally just disingenuous. If people have come here and did it the right way and done well, Phil, educated their children, done well, done it the right way. And why would I stand for somebody who's in here wrong and getting benefits from the people who have worked their asses off and built this system? Y'all crazy as hell to even think I would sit here and do that. And yes, guys, I'm going to tell you right to this microphone, I've been offered a few dollars to change my position. But I don't want to be famous, Phil. I want to be right. I want to speak truth. So if y'all see me out, buy me a drink. You know, I need a little help. Buy me a cigar. I don't even smoke the expensive ones. Just give me something. Just bless me with something. Because I'm not on here for money. Because I've turned a lot of it down, Phil. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
I just walked away from some. Because you're not going to control my voice. You can mute me, but I won't stop talking. So please, if we are looking around us in our communities and seeing people who have immigrated from other places and they've done it the right way and they paid into the system and they've educated their children and they're upstanding citizens, why would we not stand with them? Why would I embrace somebody? First of all, think about this, Phil. Did you ever think it interesting, Phil, when you see the people coming across the border and they say they done walked 1,000 miles, but their shirts are clean, okay? And they look refreshed, right?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Something ain't right. When I saw a family coming in, they say they had come from Honduras and they had walked all the way. Shout out to Amber Cuchilla, whose granddaddy came here from Sicily back in the day. 3 generations later, she say the vision is still alive. But they did it the right way. When I watched this family say, oh, we're from Honduras, and me and my wife and my 2 kids walked 1,000, whatever, it's all a lie. It's all a damn lie. Y'all ain't walked no 1,000 miles and them little kids got on Jordans. Bruh. You flew somewhere and you paid somebody, right, to get you in here. Stop it. But I think, criminal or not, stay with me, guys. Criminal or not, when I say this, I mean if you committed a crime after coming here illegally, get your ass out of here. But I'm of the mindset and I feel if you came here illegally, you still got to get your ass up out of here. If you didn't commit a crime because you got here on a crime. Yep. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying everybody got to go. Got to go, got to go. In the words of Bernie Mac. I'm done. I'm done. That was Robin Harris, actually. I'm done. If you came in here wrong, get your ass out of here. Tom Homan is going to clean this up, but I think Tom Homan is going to go after the criminals who've committed crimes. But I am absolutely of the mindset today, right now, that if you came in here illegally, leave, do your paperwork, and try to come back right. So that goes for women and children alike. Damn, Don Miller, you a terrible person. Yes, maybe so. But I'm watching our system being pushed to the max, and I know what's doing it. Too many people are benefiting off of the backs of the tax-paying American citizen, Phil, who are not. Look, somebody told me the other day the Section 8 program is in trouble. Then there's this outbreak of measles, and they're saying, yeah, the outbreak of measles is simply because people don't want to vaccinate. No, the outbreak of measles is because many of these illegals are coming to this country with these kids who've never had a round of vaccinations, period. Measles been eradicated 40 years in this country. So measles pops up because they're dropping these kids off in public schools, and we're sending out, come on, stop it. Listen, thank you so much, everybody. Thursday night, 8 p.m., head over to thedonmillshow.com, grab some shirts, grab some mugs, but do me a favor, subscribe and like to the channel, man. I love you so much. Shout out to Amber Cuchilla. Amber Cuchilla makes this amazing show amazing. It could not be done without you, Amber. Shout out to Phil, the podcast doctor. Do me a favor. Like, subscribe, send me messages. Don at the Don Miller Show. Hey, if you want to talk about certain items or issues, do me a favor. Amber at the DonMillerShow.com. Phil, I love you so much, bro. Shout out to you, man, over there. My boy, man. I love you, Seabass. You always right, man. You always right. Shout out to everybody who supports this broadcast. I will be back Thursday night. We got a big announcement coming up during this week. We are working diligently to take the Don Miller Show to 2 hours. So stay with me. Hopefully, real soon, we're going to make that announcement. But look, real quick. Got a lot of people ask me about my friend Skip Patsos. And here we go as we say goodbye.
Hey everybody, this is Don Miller. Many of you have inquired as to how my brother Skip is doing from Skip's Western Outfitters. Of course, 2 convenient locations, the flagship store in beautiful Osteen, Florida, and the mega store in Daytona Beach right across from the Speedway. He is doing great. I'm here with him now, and Skip's Western Outfitters is going nowhere. I am so excited to be here with my brother Skip.
Thank
you guys know I wear boots every day. I don't care what the temperature is because boots has no temperature. Listen, I love this guy. I'm going to be with him forever. Skip's Western Outfitters. Head over to skipsboots.com. I'll see you there.
I got my boots on. Check your feelings, he's turning wrongs to right.